Paraboffo. I'm the director of Urban Social Enterprise, one of the partners of a NetLearning project. And I will take you through lesson number 1 of module 5, where we are going to talk about the stage 0 of a project. In particular, during this module, we are going to talk about the stage 0 in retrofitting projects. We are going to talk about proposals and how to approach clients, small scale and larger scale projects, fiscal incentives and funding opportunities in the retrofitting market, and finally we are going to talk about the procurement and retrofitting. To start with, we would like to give you a clear picture of what we mean with stage 0. And we looked at RIBA and the interpretation given by RIBA of stage 0. That is the stage where there is the strategic definition of a project that is set up. And at this stage, from an RIBA point of view, the core objectives are those to identify the client's business case and the strategic brief, together with all other project requirements. It's also important at this stage from an RIBA point of view to assemble a team, especially if we are talking about a large scale project. And at this stage we are also looking at establishing a project program. If we are looking at a wider view of stage 0, is probably the stage during which the foundations for the entire project are laid. And for this reason, RIBA interpretation strengthens the message that this is the stage in which a project is strategically defined and appraised before a detailed brief is created. It's also the stage that ensures that the client brief and business case is set up in the appropriate way before any further project brief development is taking place. But it's in particular the stage where the relationship between the client and the architect is set up, and the scope of works for the project provide really the basis of the entire project. So it is very important that this stage takes some sort of very close attention from the side of the architect, because it is at this stage that everything is set up, and it is at this stage that we can really make sure that the project will have a healthy and a very wealthy outcome later on. RIBA sets up different stages for the entire project, starting from stage 0 and ending the project life at stage 7, where the building is considered to be in use. And if you want to know a bit more about the RIBA work stages, you should go really to the RIBA Plan of Work .com website, where you can play with the tools and you can set up a mock-up of a project and look at how RIBA will subdivide your project into the different phases. So if we are looking instead from a wider context and we are taking the stage 0 into the NetLearning project, what we would like to take you through is more a stage 0 where the core objectives are to create a project from scratch, where we are looking at clients that might be interested in retrofitting projects, and we are looking at creating a brief specific to a retrofitting market, and in relation to this where to look for funding opportunities. So it is a bit different for us to talk about stage 0 than this definition provided by RIBA. And in fact, in the NetLearning project, we are shifting the emphasis from just the strategic definition of a project to more the idea of developing a project, where to look for clients and how to advise clients at their best in connection with retrofitting technical aspects. And we are really looking at the funding opportunities available for projects in the retrofitting market, so that we can create a business model that includes probably government funding opportunities. For us, this module is not part of main online course, but it is an introduction to a new online course that we are looking to develop later on. So anyway, this module is not part of entire testing and certification that you are going to get with this online course. And at this point, it's only just to provide you a small intro to what we might develop later on. So for this reason, what I would say is just watch this space.